Morning, everyone. Morning, Richie B. Have yourself a wonderful day. Morning, Audley. You have yourself a wonderful day also. And Richie, you see, you see, a while ago, I was just about to go say that. Richie Fred and something. I was just about to go so see me. Yes. Morning, team. Morning, everyone. Thank you so very much for joining us on Untangle. And want to say enough respect also to the Untangle team. So at approximately 12:15, we're going to have a conversation right here on the bridge with Ferone Bryan, 27-year-old entrepreneur and engineer. Ferone. Okay, so we're going to have a conversation right here on the bridge with Ferone Bryan, entrepreneur and engineer. So as we continue to explore interesting career options right here on Untangle for the young and also for the young at heart, we find out more from him about the life of a marine engineer and how this discipline has assisted and also not just assisted but enhanced other areas of his life. Untangle. Join us at approximately 12:15. And as we talk about career alternatives or career options, lots of people have been texting me, Vaughn, about that interview with the mother and daughter. In fact, I'm asking you to please just leave their contacts on my phone because everybody's saying they want to get a contact with the lady and our daughter as they have so many issues here, especially those of foreign, have so many issues with here in Jamaica. So somehow they feel a genuine energy from these two and they definitely want to keep in touch with them. So thank you very much. So Vaughn is going to text me the information for that mother and daughter team. And there's a sister of mine who says from here on is only the daughter going to fair plumbing. She's very sorry. You understand? Yes, man. Yeah, man. So we really try to explore interesting career options, and we do that right here on Untengle. So we are just about ready to have a conversation with our guest, and that is Mr. Ferone Bryan. Good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon, Elise. How are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
I'm not too bad, not too bad. Happy to be here, happy to be online.
Wonderful. So welcome to Untangle on the Bridge 99 FM. So you are both an entrepreneur and a marine engineer. And you're quoted as saying that the entrepreneur came first. So let us talk a bit about your early passion for doing business.
Yes, I am a marine engineer by profession, but an entrepreneur by the love of it. Like growing up, I was always in school. I was selling like candies, and I had like other students selling candies in classes for me and stuff like that. So I always had that entrepreneurial spirit. Used to sell phones, and I went to Knox College, so it was a boarding campus. So like when the guys on dorm couldn't get what they needed and they needed something off campus, I would be that guy at a cost. So I've always had that entrepreneurial spirit.
You see, you mentioned at a cost. I'm sure it's at a cost. So let me ask you, as a young student at Knox, you said?
Yes, Knox College.
So
that's where it all started.
Where would you, because you were boarding, where would you get this stuff that you would sell?
No, so I didn't board. I lived off campus.
Oh.
So I would facilitate. I had all the contractors and all these guys. If they wanted a new pair of shoes, I could facilitate. If they wanted whatever it is they wanted, I could have facilitated it. So
how old were you then?
I was 12, so we started high school at 12, and then by the time I was around 14, that was the spirit. It has always been the spirit.
So were you, what inspired you? Who inspired you? Did you get that kind of approval from your parents or guardians?
Well, to be honest, my mom, she's one of the most hardworking individuals I've ever met. I can say that I did get her tenacity and her strength. But to be honest, it's just has always been a passion. It's always been. I think it has been something that I believe I was born to do this. So through all the failures and whatever, like, would hold us back, I could always go through it because I believe that this is something I was meant to do. This is something I've always loved. I want to do it. I want to be great at this one thing.
I really can identify, not because I'm like that, but because I raised boys who were just like that. Them would have sell marble game and all them something there. So this is how it all started. All right, let's talk about
This is how it all started.
Yes, we're going to talk about your current business later. But before that, let's talk about being a marine engineer. What was it that got you interested in becoming a marine engineer?
Well, to be honest, it wasn't my choice. Growing up, I've always had that entrepreneurial spirit. At around 17, I started keeping events, started keeping parties, and I was earning a little bit, and I was comfortable. But I grew up with a single mom, so I tried to always do well in school to give her and provide her that smile on her face. That was always, it gave me joy to see her smile. If you look at it that way.
Wow.
And so at the end of it, we, when the 6 years olds came and it was all good, she was like, college, and I'm like, no. And she's like, yeah, you're going to college.
Oh my
And I'm like, no. And
goodness.
after talks, one of her things was that she was like, it's not that I don't have faith in what you can accomplish. I'm giving you a backup plan.
Right.
Just in case whatever you want to do fail, this is what you can do.
Very intelligent
And
mom.
so she literally told me where to sign, when to turn up, what time to be there, and that was it. And then by the time I got there, one of my thing was that I'm only going to do this. I'm not taking student loan. So she worked really hard, gave me every single penny she had. And by the time I got there, I realized, man, this is too expensive to fail.
Oh my
So
goodness.
I went through, did pretty well, and it just turned out that I liked it. It was just about, I have that troubleshooting mentality, and it also helps with the business as well.
Right.
There's a problem, how do we fix it?
Yes.
That's the idea. We want to fix these problems. So it just turned out that engineering was the right thing. So it's more of a hats off to my mom.
We're going to come back to that troubleshooting thing within you. But, you said something a while ago that really touched me when you said this course is just too expensive to fail. And that is love as a verb, not a noun. That is a verb. Yeah, man.
Yeah, it was, to be honest. It was, I spent, because I went to the Maritime Institute, which is now the Maritime University. And our course at the time was the most expensive course that the school offered, so we were charged in US dollars. For my final year, it was roughly about 10,000 US dollars. And,
You're joking.
We had to really cough up all of that and stuff like that. And as I said, my thing was that if I'm going, I'm not taking a student loan. I'm not going to be indebted to anyone except you at the end.
Wow.
So that's what I told my mom, and she really pushed through and made it happen. So
Wow.
yeah,
God bless
I
her.
couldn't fail.
You couldn't fail with 10,000 US dollars, or you figure fail.
Yeah, I really couldn't. It
No.
was too expensive to fail.
Okay, Ferone, one of the reasons that we have chosen you to have this conversation is to inspire others, particularly young people like yourself, who have, or perhaps they haven't thought of marine engineering as a career option. Tell us a little bit about the life of a marine engineer, and hopefully it will inspire someone. Let's talk about that.
Well, to be honest, if a lot of these persons, I'm pretty sure they're familiar with Danar Royal, which is the life of a king on Instagram. He's a navigator, so I think he makes it very clear what the life is all about on his side. For me as an engineer, I am a chief engineer on a yacht, so I'm a bit different. So, it was because when I joined this industry and I went into the commercials, I started off on container vessels and stuff like that. It was a bit, not to my standard. I didn't like it. I loved engineering, but I was like, man, I don't like being at sea for all this lengthy period of time. And a friend of mine introduced me to the yachting industry, and it was my heaven. I landed there, and it was exactly what I was looking for.
What's the difference?
Like it is more luxurious. You earn a lot more. That is one. Secondly, you're never at sea for more than, say, 2-3 days at a time.
Okay.
Where we spend a lot more time on the dock. You get to familiarize yourself with a lot of what wealth is. Like, this is what real wealth is. You get to familiarize yourself to the millionaires and the billionaires of this world, and you learn a lot.
And this is where the remuneration comes in.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And that was where, as mommy said, like this, she gave me that platform to actually do what I am doing now. That minute rentals, I could have actually built up enough capital to finance the dream and, to push whatever I wanted forward.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk about. I'm seeing some pictures on the monitor of you, sitting down by the dock, barefooted, and looking at peace. Now, I live on the north coast, and I know the kind of peace that the water provides. Let's talk a little bit about that, because a bit of it is like not even working. I went to Knox College once, and I grew up in the city. Went to Wilma's in the heart of Crossroads where bustle and hustle and pure nice and smoke. And I saw Rossies on the edge of the sea, and I said, oh my goodness, this must be so fine.
It's amazing, huh?
Amazing. So let me ask you, do you feel that same tranquility even though you're working?
It is. It is amazing. The thing about it is, for us, it is a mixture. Like in commercial, we'll never get the chance. You'll never hear the captain pull up at an anchor at the end of the season and say, "Hey, let's get all the jet skis out, let's get all the toys out, and let's have a fun for the next 2 hours before we head back in." You don't get that. And then even for me, I learned to swim since I joined this industry, because a lot of persons, they will come, especially interacting with different cultures from all over the world. They'll say, how can you live on an island and not know how to swim? But then you'll find that there's so many Jamaicans who don't, there's so many Bahamians who don't. And, like I learned to swim from joining this industry. I've always had the will. I always wanted to know how. And that's how I learned.
Yeah.
So like it has brought so many lessons and so many peace to me, if I'm being totally honest.
Yes. I definitely can appreciate that. So you learn to swim as a result of being amongst, swimmers or actually at sea. So I get that. Let's
Exactly.
go back to troubleshooting. I've been around engineers for a while, and I find that it is almost as though it's not a love problem, but
We'll break it so we can fix it.
yes, and sometimes if it is not broken, don't fix it. But anyway, I say that to say that it seems as though one of the lessons that you learn on the job as an engineer generally, not just a marine engineer, is how to fix life's problems also. Is that true?
That is a fact. That is a fact. You open up life on a whole different perspective. Being an engineer, you understand what it takes to persevere, to move from one aspect to the next. You understand how to see beyond what's happening at this very moment. So you can actually look beyond all of this and say, okay, this is what the end result should be. As I would say to many of the guys that are my colleagues that I work with, because they deal with a lot of people, millionaires of the world, the billionaires of the world, and I find them to be very complicated. But what I would say to them is that my machine is never wrong. I just need a manual, I understand them, and that is it. It is not complicated, it is simple. My uncle, one of the things that drove me to be an engineer as well. So one of my uncles, he's actually, the trains that you just saw came online, he's in charge of that project. He's one of the only, I think he's maybe the best in Jamaica at this time when it comes down to the train industry. And he would always tell us growing up, because his children, he has three children, and then I spent a lot of time with him, and he would always tell us, we always complicate things. Life is simple. It's just like engineering. It is simple. You start with the simple stuff, and then you move on from there.
Very good lesson.
That is how you
And that's
analyze.
so true. Sometimes. Because sometimes when you're faced with a whole heap of challenges before you, sometimes you start with a hard one first.
No, man. If you
No?
ever start with a hard one, there is where your problems begin. You start at the simple part and you build up.
Yes.
And that is what engineering teaches.
Yes.
Like you start at the simplest, you start at the beginning. So you don't skip the basics of how something operates and dive into all of the complications of what's happening now.
Yes.
You start at the basic. How does this thing work? And once you break it down to that sense of simplicity, it makes it so much easier.
I hear you, and it makes a whole lot of sense. All right, so let's talk about your business. How you pronounce it? Minute?
No, it is minute as in the time.
Oh,
So it
minute.
is mini car rentals.
Minute
Yeah.
car rentals.
So-
All right. Let's talk a bit
So
about
basically,
that.
what we are, what mini rentals is, or what we are, is that we rent cars starting at $550 an hour. We're the only hourly car rental company presently in Jamaica. So you can rent with us a minimum 6 hours. It doesn't matter if you're in 6 hours, 2 days, 10 days. It doesn't matter. What we intend to do is provide our customers with the flexibility of choosing their convenience of how to move from point A to point B. So you choose how you want to move, whether you want to move just for 6 hours or you want to, move a bit longer for 3 days, 5 days, 10 days.
Just
It doesn't matter.
curious. Just curious. Which is a choice of most of your clients? A shorter period of time or a longer period of time?
A shorter period of time is the choice of most our clients, because the thing about that's our niche. So when people hear that, oh, listen, wait, I can rent a car for 6 hours? You serious? Not even one day. People like to rent car for in Jamaica presently. So when they hear that we can rent a car for 6 hours, they flock to us.
Yeah, man.
That was one of the reasons we managed to overcome this COVID period and all of that, because most of our clientele are the local population.
I hear you. I love that. Yeah, man. And I can understand that too. Because sometimes your car broke down and you hope it fixing in one day. So you really need.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or is it that you just want to do a country run, you just need to go drop something off a Montego Bay? That is what it is. Like, people don't necessarily all the time want a car for 3 days or 2 days. They love to have it at their convenience, and that is what we provide.
Absolutely.
We are telling you that you make the rules in how you want to travel.
I love that. It might take too long for me to ask you how you came up with that idea, although I would love to know. But briefly then, how you came up with that idea?
Well, it all started, as I said, engineer, and then I've always wanted to do business. This is my love, So engineer comes second, the business is the first. And I was supposed to take vacation once, and I had, I think, like 3 months vacation. And, I was like, I can't go home. My managers were dictating that you have to take it. It's the new year is about to start. You have to take this vacation. And I say, so I can't go home for 3 months just to spend everything on my have. So I need to earn some, I need to work on some. And then so I started looking into what I could do, just open up my eyes, try to see, what opportunities lies and what I can take advantage of. And one night I was just like sitting there on YouTube, and this clip came. I don't remember if it was Zipcar or something like that. I think I was in Costa Rica at the time. And it just came, like rent a car hourly. And I was like, what? This is amazing. I just started doing a little bit researching it, and everything just flew. It was like this was destined to happen. The name came to me. All right, we're going to do it for short-term rental, minute rental.
Oh, that's how the minute come up.
Like,
Okay.
exactly.
I
Like
got you.
everything just flew within the space of 2 hours. I had everything, and then everyone lined up. All the persons that I needed to get the new cars. I had persons that I worked with before that's in that industry, the graphic design, the logo, all of that, how it came to life. I had all of those persons at my fingertip. So it just happened.
Well, it didn't just happen. I'm sure. I'm sure it didn't just happen.
Yeah,
I'm sure you put a lot into it, and there goes that troubleshooting again. Because how do I solve this problem? So
exactly,
yes, yes, I
exactly.
get
It
it.
was like this can work at home. How can we make this happen? Like I can
Yes,
see our culture gravitating to this and just running with it.
yes.
So to the point now where we have built on that 3 years later, where the 1st of February we'll be launching what we call our membership program. So
You,
with that, individuals will be able to come in and they can pay for an annual membership, and that will provide them with the ability to pick up a car at any time. To be honest, no matter the time of the day, they can pick it up 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning. We're giving them services where we're picking the car up from them. We're offering them 2 pickups from any location in Kingston back to the office. We're giving them discounts with that membership and all of that.
right.
You know, so
Something, Ferone. I have a young producer, and oftentimes we sit down and chat about what it is that we're going to do next. And I'm
hmm
sure he thinks to himself, and sometimes voices, the young man again, you have a problem with that.
uh-huh.
And I'm saying, no, in fact, I want that, because he being a young man and that me not being so young to that. you know, then
I get you. I get you. It kind
sometimes,
of balance the equation, no?
yes, there you go, you got it right. But I say to him all the time, don't balance up nothing. I want young people on this, and you are only 27. You're still 27.
Yes, 27.
So you're only 27 years old. You are a marine engineer and you also have your own business. I know you've learned a lot about discipline and patience, etc. Tell us, this will be my last question. Tell us, for those listening, particularly the young like yourself listening, how have these attributes actually helped you to balance them both?
Uh, to be honest, a lot of I've learned a lot from actually seeing, as I said, the strength of my mom. Like growing up with her, seeing the things that she had to weather and seeing how she had left from dropping out of school, having 2 children, to now having a master's degree.
You're serious?
Transitioning to a second country. Stuff like that.
Wow!
So I grew up on that. So
Wow!
like understanding hard work and a certain level of discipline, that's easy for me. But as I go along, it's now learning how to stay humble.
Yes.
Like through all of these accomplishments and through all of these things, the biggest problem now is how to stay humble. So it's always reminding yourself and always trying to put people in your life to keep that sense of balance.
Yes.
And that is what my family do for me, from my
Yes.
daughter to my partner to all of these people, to my brothers, my sister. They help me to stay humble. And
Beautiful.
that is most important to me, because if you want to strive and if you want to accomplish all the things that I am setting out to accomplish, from minute rentals, branching off in the next couple of months, we intend to grow our fleet, increase our fleet to 75 cars, to having different drop-off and pick-up locations across the island, allowing our customers to be able to pick up a car, drop off a car there, do a one-way trip, that kind of thing. If you want to do all of these things, if you want to get from point A to point B, you need humility in the mix.
Yeah.
So
Well,
that
that was quite a push. But anyway, look here now. You know what? As I close off, you know what I would like you to do for me? I would
sure.
like you to send congrats to your mother. Because apart from leading by example, which is what you tell me that she did, she led by example, but she raised a first class picnic. So
uh,
send her hearty congratulations and continue to be that light for other youngsters who just know, say, you just have to put in the work. There's just no way around it.
all right, thank you. I will.
All right. And have a wonderful day.
All right, you too. It was a pleasure being here.
All right, great. Wonderful. That is just amazing. You know, there are so many amazing stories that are out there that we just have to unearth. And I just want to say enough respect to the team for going out of them way to unearthing these stories because, you know, it's not everything that we read in the news is who we are. And we really have to show, especially ourselves and others, that we are so much more. So we're going to take a commercial break. We're soon forward. I want to say good afternoon to the entire tri-state area. Thank you very much for always making it on the Bridge 99 FM and, of course, the Bridge 99 FM, always making it Irie Jam.
Right now.
So,
Good afternoon.
good afternoon, Beauregard. How are you?
I'm doing fine. How are you, Mama Kelly?
I am very well also. So what's up? Lord of mercy. Everybody talking about the cold. No, everybody else say it's so cold, man.
Yeah, you know, so we got some rain last night and a little bit of snow this morning. Okay. So I'm not sure if we're gonna get any more for the rest of the day though. It looked like it's not as bad as they were saying.
You know, let me tell you something. You see, when we were growing up and, you know, your culture and the Christmas carol, them a talk about snow and we say bun that and all of them something. They
Yes.
So till we go see the first snow, what a weird pretty.
I remember my first experiences, you know, when I first came here, run out into the snow, snowball, all kind of thing, you know. So it's fun for a lot of people until they get used to it.
Yeah.
And then you get tired of it and, you know, things of that nature.
Children don't seem to tire of it though.
No, not really. Some of them really and truly love it. They miss it as soon as they get the first snowfall. They're outside playing. You know, the only thing they are trying to avoid is the shoveling.
Yes.
Well, my kids do, you know. I remember me and my friends, we used to so glad for the snow. We used to grab our shovel and go around the neighborhood, go into some other communities, you know, trying to help out people. And, you know, they used to pay us for doing these things. So, you know, it was a good experience for me in my earlier days, you know, as a teenager and so forth. But, you know, for these kids nowadays, I don't really see the kids them going out again like we used to and, you know, try and make some money for themselves and stuff. I don't know if it's not snowing enough. I don't know.
You know, but that's a good idea though, you know, because a lot
Yeah.
of people are home, particularly elderly people too, that
Yes.
just can't do all that shoveling. So that was a
Right.
great thing.
And that's who we used to, you know, try to assist the elderly folks who we know that they couldn't do it by themselves.
Yeah, man, that one must be very hard for them.
Yes.
Anyway, bless up for that. And you know, for those in the snow right now, stay warm. But what I love is when it has just fallen. Of course, when it melts, it's not that pretty. But when it has just fallen, I mean, it's nature. So, I mean, we about
Right.
nature go.
And we still want to remind the people in the tri-state area, you know, for those slow down, take them time on the brakes and the gas, watch out for ice and, you know, look out for the cars on the streets, you know, give room between you and the car in front of you, put it that way, because, you know, sometimes you have to make a sudden stop and you don't want to run into nobody back or not like that.
No, sir. You know, let me just use this opportunity to talk about the carnage on the roads. We have a crime problem because there are so many people already dead. And today is just almost double the amount.
They're saying 72?
Oh my goodness, and today is the 20th. Come on.
72 people in 20 days. That's bad.
Goodness.
That's embarrassing.
That is like a war-torn area. That's like a war zone. I mean,
Right.
that only happens in places like Beirut when them having war. I mean, this is serious now, you know, Beauregard.
Yes, it is. It is very, very serious. I even saw where veteran DJ Admiral Bailey even came out and suggested that Jamaica starts to use the death penalty, you know, for rapists and people who commit crimes with a gun.
I saw it, and a lot of people are taking him very serious and agreeing with him 100% too. It is a very popular video.
Right.
Oh, anyway, 22 people have died in 16 road accidents since the start of the year. Can you imagine?
Yeah, man.
22 people?
That's a huge number. They really need to take time and be more responsible on the streets. You know, look out for the kids. I saw a video yesterday where a kid actually ran across the street and got hit by a car. I wouldn't say if the car was speeding or not, but the child ran across the street and there was no time to stop. And, you know, he got hit, but he got up and he walked away.
You know, it's very difficult for me to watch those videos, and I'll tell you off the air why. But trust me when I tell you, there are just too many of these videos, and it just shows us with both the carnage on the roads and the crime. It just shows us the recklessness of thinking, if there is any thinking going on in it at all, of the people of this space.
What do you think we can do to curb the crime or deter people from committing crimes in Jamaica?
No, you know, that's a very, very difficult question to answer, because a lot of what is happening now, the seed was planted long ago.
All right.
So it's kind of difficult to root it out now when it took decades to plant the seed. And, you know, I keep saying, Beauregard, that everybody is pointing the finger. And, you know, at the top of the day, perhaps the politicians may not be, you know, funding as many of the guns now. But who developed the taste for guns and gun crime? Who developed that taste in the youth, them in the ghetto? Because just like what the Morgan Heritage and the Bounty Killer song say, no gun factory no down there. And at the time when guns were getting very popular in the ghetto, the man them who did have gun couldn't even afford a meal. So the question is, who was funding the guns and who continue to fund the guns in the ghetto and otherwise?
And it becomes a generational thing, you know, because, you know, one father can't provide for the family. Then, you know, that turns out some of the youths them grow up and follow in the parents' footsteps and just feel like, say, they're not supposed to work, or they don't have opportunities, or they don't have the education. And, you know, it just keeps going on in a continued cycle.
Yep. And Beauregard, let me tell you this too. You know, one of the reasons it is so difficult to stamp out, because of the level of involvement from people that we would least expect. From leaders, from security force members, from people who are most distressed and coming out on platforms, you know, talking with so much passion. A lot of them are involved or support criminal activity. And as long as it is from the top and trickling down, tell me about what, you know, it's serious.
Yes. You know, I was having a conversation with some friends of mine at the studio, and they were saying, what if people were to arm themselves in Jamaica legally? Do you think that would deter criminals from committing crimes, robberies, and things of that nature?
Quite frankly, Beauregard, I think that the place would even get
worse.
Yes.
I thought of that too.
Yes, because now everybody a shoot off everybody. So you hear me? No, you can't. No, you let me tell you something. You see, we have an interview coming up with Jah Vinci, but let me tell you something. I remember years ago, you know, I was toying with the idea. Not really toying with the idea. People are putting their idea in my head, say if we get license firearm. But deep down, I'm afraid like puss. But anyway, me still a toy with the idea. Anyway, me I walk one morning, early one morning in the community when me there. And me hear like shuffling in the bush, right? And hear me to myself. Now you see, me did have me thing right away. You know, so what you know? Right away, you know, so me da pop it off. Long time, you know, so a dog. So, you know, no, so what that tell me say, you see, if me never have nothing, like me never have nothing, me da look for say a dog. If me did have something right away, pop it off and a poi. It's stupid.
Yes, true.
Me say Pauline
over there today.
Stop. You need to stop. You know what me say everywhere on the street, you know. A Pauline, them a talk about in a Beauregard.
Pauline get a social media page yet. Pauline need a Instagram or a Facebook.
Me say right away, me da kill a Pauline. And them four shoes, they would have just gone to waste, bro. A true thing. So right away, me just know. Just that mentality alone, that my experience taught me, that it don't make no sense.
Yeah, true. It probably would get real worse. Cause a lot of people are paranoid, you know, and, you know, the slightest thing, some people might overreact.
Yes, exactly.
And things go left.
Exactly. All right. So we have Jah Vinci. You know how that go. Me and you got to talk to him, right?
Yes.
So we have him live, Vaughn. Okay. So wanna say welcome, Jah Vinci, to the Bridge 99 FM. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Oh, there you are.
Yes, man. Bless up, man.
Okay. Bless up yourself. Welcome again. You know what is the first question we want to ask you? Oh, you get your name.
Yeah. You know, so it was a friend of mine named Keely. Him give me the name Da Vinci, you see me? So I go do my research and realize it's a great man name, so you see me, but can't take the man name. So, you know, it's a great man named Jah. So you get the message. So that's how I flip it and say, you know what, Jah perfect, you know, the Da Vinci name, I like the ring because he's a famous artist.
Right, right. I know Da
You
Vinci, so
understand? I mean, want
yes.
to be a famous artist.
Artist. I hear
So,
you. Okay, well, at least that
no.
satisfies my curiosity. So it was originally Da Vinci, and you flip it, right?
Yeah, flip it.
All right. So, for those listening, we're actually streaming live to the tri state as we speak. And the Irie Jam listeners, that's the Irie Jam in New York,
Sure.
they are
Yes,
listening.
man,
And
that's all.
also the host is listening,
Man,
Beauregard.
definitely.
All right. So, so,
Definitely.
so it's
Bless
both
up,
of
Ja
us.
Vinci.
Yeah,
Bless.
man. Yes, man. Bless up, bro G. What go on?
Yeah, man. The
All
same
right.
king of these sound, you know the thing.
Okay. Cool, man. King artist.
Yeah, man.
Cool, man.
All right, nice. All right, so you got your break as part of the Portmore Empire. And since then you've been, a prominent, maybe call you dance haller, all right. So how would you describe yourself as a dancehall artist? Because you have popular songs in the dancehall.
Well, every interview, you know, right now, the world singer, no mums. You get me? I
Yes,
say, no,
yes.
dancehall singer, the world singer. You get me? I say, yeah, man, me no put myself in a box, man. To them, I feel like sting them. To them, I feel like motivate them. To them, I feel like sing for the woman. Them, so you have to just keep the thing versatile, you know.
I'm happy to hear you say that because I really think say to just describe yourself as a dancehall artist, it in the box, you're in a one box.
No, I'm not
Yeah,
like that.
man.
I'm not gonna put myself in a box with music. Like my grew up around my father, they are Sonic Sound, and me used to forward and say the great them a forward at the studio like Beanie and a couple man when me know say a legend in that thing. You see me? Me used to watch them father, me used to tell myself say, yo, I want be like Beanie man one day, and then Barrister man go pull up here and say, no, I want be like Barrister man. I want be like everybody right now. You see me? So I just this so me just start, train myself to do every music. More if I go over Africa, remember I set of fans over there we say, yo, you your music na normal. More if I go you see me Europe, me have some set of song where people are gonna say, yes, you at that song, you get me? So, keep it versatile all the time.
Right. All right. We're going to take a break, right? We're going to take a commercial break and then we're going to come forward to the interview. All right. So stay put. Okay, so you see, because you're very popular in the dancer, I'm gonna kick back a little bit and make Beauregard ask some question because him is the man in the dancer more than me. But me have my own name, Jah Vinci, so nobody you don't know.
Well, I guess one of the main questions I would want to ask you, Ja Vinci, is how did you make the connection with Vibes Cartel?
There was one day and a virgin of mine called Jimmy Bosco. You see me? Alright, before that, I'm gonna go before that. Me that go through some real rough times, you understand what I say? Where me that feel try to fend for food and you get me I come from, I for just make a living, you see me?
Yeah.
So it was them time there's like a whole heap of things that I go through me because they lose my brother for my birthday and thing, you see me? So when my brother dropped out, it was a really rough patch for me, you see me? And them time there's like me never that pray much on them things, you see me? But I grew up around a mother and father were strict on them thing there. So where I come from, and my father was definitely a man where influenced me for go church and all of them things there. But when my brother Jack out now, I left church and just start doing my thing and but the Bible said train up a child in the way they should grow and when them get older, them not depart from it. You see me? So I remember one day the woman just I go through my thing and I just say, I need to talk back to God, because I know I serve a purpose and I know say, I'm not just there, just there, you get me? So I started praying about it and I said, Father God, give me what you have for me. Plain and simple. I just say, Father God, give me what you have for me, just don't make me lose my way. Don't make me have to kill nobody, don't make me have to rob nobody, don't make me have to do nothing out of the way, you see me? And that was prayer, brother. After I stayed sober, man, got on my bed and thing. And the next day, on Monday, I gate and knock it down.
Yeah.
I said, singer.
Yeah.
Jaja. Run go out there. When me run go out there, I say, yo, you know what's the cartel I hear boy and him want vice, yo?
See.
So me I say hear about me. Or if you hear about me, I'm not a song out there, I'm not act like that. I don't know
Yeah.
how if you hear about me. So the man I say, brother, I don't know, you know, maybe a little stage show them we're doing at the place. The man just hear and him say, yo, him have to vice, him want to know you. And then, you know, like when I stay some man, I get myself together for say, yo, man, I'll go up there. You know, me remember say, yo, my prayer last night, I asked Father God to give me where him
Yeah.
give me, you get me? And I guess some just go black back a reference to the most I said, we see me and just give thanks, sweet brother, and just step to it, you see me?
See. So before that, you were doing shows in the community.
Yeah, man.
Nice,
Hello?
nice.
All right. Jah Vinci, I'm just so happy to hear you.
Them time they made that do my little stage show, but I don't know.
I'm so happy to hear you give that testimony now, because I hear why Mr. Say when you say train a child in the way that he should grow. Because one of the things that I've always admired about you, right? I'm more over the reggae side more than the dancehall side. But
Come on, man, I don't know, man. I don't know that, man.
so
You know,
but
for yourself, Jaffa would have put their foot in the movie. You know that, you
Mr.
know.
Me love that, you see. But anyway, one of the things that I've always loved about this singer, first of all, a distinct voice, unmistakable sound. And here the thing when me admire a lot about, You see, although you're obviously comfortable in the dance hall, you see your tune them, it always a shine a light of spirituality and positivity and
True.
in the
Yeah, man,
middle of the
because
dance
that's how
hall.
I grew up. Yeah, man, that's how I grew up, man, because I remember even when me in Gaza and the man them do them song like Cartel, I said, Dirty Babylon, go down, Dirty Babylon. You see me? And everybody, let me tell you about this thing, me never watch your friends, they smoke it
Yeah,
and
yes.
all this a try to keep, you get me? I say just a positive energy in my song, them different from what the man them did I do. Just like even when teacher said, we no afraid of nobody, no afraid of I mean the man, true me know, the
My
friend
friend them
them from
yeah.
before, Jamaican
Yeah.
know. So I just meet that from man remember say, yo, you're the easy the dog. Every time we say, yo, we're about to parody, you just come with one culture song or even if you go dance all, you still have put God in it. I say, bro, I just say go bro.
Well,
That's how
trust me
grow
when
up.
I tell you, it did not go unnoticed. And me always me have to listen dance all tune because it's singers, it's talent, it's creativity. And me
Yeah.
always I say, you see this Virginia Jah Vinci is not a normal youth because first of all, the voice. Let me talk about the voice there. When did you discover that your voice was so distinct and who helped you?
Alright, I want to tell you say, I'm tell you how that started now. Stay sober man, when me I go to church and things in, me have a little syndicate of dupes them on party, they get me. So it's like you have some youth call themselves sincere. It was a group in the church called Sincere. Some youth, some real talented youth. You get me? Some of my idol they will grow up and say, yo, I want to sing like them man too. You get me? And the man them a sing and me remember one day still, me not gonna lie, me and them good, and my dog them and everything, but we have to talk it 100. You see me? Me stay some but I go to one of the youth will lead the group and I say to him, say, yo, bro, what do you think? Me that love to join the group, just give me a part, me can sing it. And he must say, yo, no man, you're not ready yet, man. Not really like he might discourage me thing. He just say, yo, me need to build some more. You understand? Before me can enter the group because the group is, as me say, is a powerful group. You understand? So them say to me, say, yo, me think you need a little more training first, and then we hear you out. So when the man them tell me that, yo, that did break me, I swear, cause as me say, I you them I look up to and love and just want to do music, you get me? So it's like I go home and I never complain, you get me? I go home, I feel away at first, and then I say, you know what? I know me I go do for outshine this thing here, you get me? The man them used to sing songs where them learn off like YouTube or songs were out there already. So I just one of the day them just go home and say, you know what, I go write a song. You get me? I'm still some bum and I write the first song, it was a gospel song. You see me? I write the song and I go back to church the next it was a Saturday church, as my 7th day Adventist. So I go to church a Saturday and I call my two bridges them I know say them verse for the music too. As I call my little group now and say, yo, you know, I build a group named Faithful Brothers. And here we are gonna do now, we make our thing different. We're gonna sing some songs with me, right? And the man must say, you can write. I say, yes, man. You see me, I'm now forget to say, yo, listen to that song and I'm gonna sing a song for them. I say, you should have seen the look on my face when they tell me of His grace. My heart, it hurt inside, and tears are down my face, knowing it's me that a king would give his life. What can I do to repay the love of Christ when it's the greatest love that saved my soul? I remember I sing the song
Wow.
for the man must say,
Wow.
yeah, easy, you know.
Beautiful.
And the man them actually learn the song the same minute. Like them just want to know the chorus. So after I sing the chorus and them sing the chorus and them catch it, everybody start do them little harmony. Man I sing tenor, man I sing alto. I say, all right, cool, let's do this. And now I forget, man, we're going and we ask the elder for the church if we can sing a song, and he said, no problem. Yo, it was a jaw-dropping thing, man. Trust me. Since I look down here, like a couple of weeks after, they must say, yo, are you right that you're sure? I'm going to say, yeah, man, I'm me write it. The man them ask me if I can start write for them and if I can join the group. And
Nice.
I said, no, man, but just go and do my thing, you know. Faithful Brothers.
Are you time to tell them no?
Now, man, joking.
I like the name.
Nice.
And from then time, I really started, you know, discover and say, yo, yeah, you're blessed with this and you can do it, so just do it. Because mother and father can sing actually, you know, but
Okay.
me really say, yo, man, I do this professionally, you see me?
Have you continued to write since then?
Of course, every song we write, man. I write one. You mean gospel songs?
No, just like what you just answer me. You answer me, man. What you mean, mama?
To the day, like, it was it I do, man. As I say, pray for it and ask God to open the door, and Father God say, yo, you trust me, to love God, I take it serious. And everybody I put on some weird tattoo, and my tattoo say fear God.
Oh God,
So
that's nice.
I just be that, you see me? I just from me young, you see me?
All right.
Jah Vinci, is there a list of songs that you would say is your top 5 songs, your top 5 favorite songs that you have written or sung?
Yeah, man, definitely.
Can you hear that list?
Virgin is one now. You see me? Me have a song where me I say, every night before me sleep, I pray the Lord my soul to keep and wicked people. That's one of my favorite. The Mama Love is one of my favorite.
Mama Love.
Watch Your Friends is one of my favorite. Please, Judge. Yeah, we have too much favorite.
I don't cut it, Jah Vinci, but the song Mama Love, you know, say, the listener them are telling me about it, and I don't have a copy. Could you forward a copy probably to Vaughn for me? I'd love a copy.
Definitely, man.
All right.
Definitely.
Cool.
I believe this is my favorite song from Jah Vinci. My favorite song. And let me tell you a backstory on that Jah Vinci and Mama Kelly. I lost my mother on Mother's Day.
Oh, sorry to hear.
So any song that you know I hear about mother, you know, always a song will touch me. And this is my favorite one from him.
Beautiful song. You know,
I keep them songs that come in, man. You know, we always keep the fans motivated. You know, we don't sing by myself, you know, because when my father hear that song, I must say, yo, you need a song. What if you say that? And I said, Daddy, come on.
Oh, father's so jealous, man.
The music for me, Daddy. You get this? Yes, do the song for me, you know, Daddy. You have to just understand. And you know, me, I didn't reason about it. And they must say, okay. I remember me, but then right through, you know, I said, Daddy,
Because no, that's really and truly a line that a lot of people can relate to. All when my father gone left her, you know.
Yeah.
It's a line where a whole heap of people
But I need
can
a
relate.
copy because let me tell you something. It's like dance and keep in here. You see, from Beauregard start playing that tune, it's like dance and keep in here. Pure dance. We want to play it to us to make dance keep on my show. So send me a copy, all right? All right. So what have you been up to musically in recent times?
Yo, recent time, say, me drop a EP called Passion, you get me? And the Passion came about because, I did this track called Virgin, and the first EP that I did last year called I Am the Worst Singer EP, you see me? And what we did was a variety of tracks where we'll go on one bad man song, and one girl song, and one culture, you understand, and one girlish song, and we just look to see which track would be of more success. And the people then they kind of lean, and not kind of, them lean to Virgin more. So it would be stupid to not capitalize on that. You get me? So we just do a new EP now called Passion, which is out now and going on good.
Yes. Beautiful. All right. So that's another thing that we're going to want. It's that EP, right? So we're going to want a copy of that also.
Yeah, man, definitely, man.
So I know that a lot has been happening since COVID, but you know, when I heard the song I have Storm, it made me realize that in spite of all of that, you have been working, on your career. So what are you now looking for? First of all, how well is that song doing, and and what are you looking forward to now?
Yo, honestly, it's a great track, you understand? A whole lot of people at them say, yo, we should just do one nice official top video for that song, because that song they really touch a whole heap of heart. As I said, I try to do the music them, not just to myself and where me comfortable with that times. You understand? Sometimes you have to just come out of the comfort zone and know say a whole heap of people rely upon our music just for daily motivation. You understand me? I say so. We're gonna continue to do songs like this, man. But as I said, I just dropped the Passion EP, so we're actually just doing we're going to do some visuals for the EP. We did the first visuals feat was Pretty Like a Rose. You understand? So we did a video for that, and we are planning to do some more videos and stuff.
Okay. Your time, Beauregard.
Well, how was the process of making music during the COVID-19, and what was that like?
It was easy, brother. Cause I remember saying like we're gonna show and we can't go nowhere. You understand? So I just decided say, yo, I'm not gonna idle that time, man. I just keep the thing current and just living at the studio. So I started come up with the I Am the Worst Singer EP. Serious everything would have go back to now. It still never do that, but we just promote the song. We did do a song called Basic Panic. You get me? I say I have the Storm actually. Virgin, as I tell you, say we da watch to see which song would that be of more success on the EP. And them track they did more, stand out upon it. So we just do the Passion EP, and we just say, more work, and just keep the thing current. You get me?
Right.
That's good to know, because when you speak to a lot of people, them say, boy, I have writer's block, and we need to go out in the world and see what I go on and get our vibes and hold some ideas.
Everybody want to do that, man. Like everybody are wait on that. You get me? I say, I know me they go perform this big song, Virgin for the ladies. Everybody request that. And we just have to just wait until when everything up and running, you get me? And most of the place them kind of open now still, so we are look forward to just do some tours now, you see me?
Right. So my question to you, Jah Vinci, is you have withstood, as they say, the test of time. You are an established dancehall artist. You're still doing well in the dancehall right now, and you've earned the respect of people like me and my sisters who just text me all kind of thing, oh, them love Jah Vinci, and them is not dancehall people. So it means that you have also helped to bridge that gap. What suggestion would you give to someone now who particularly wants to enter as a dancehall artist?
Brother, all you have to do is just sing about life, brother. Because everybody will go through that. You get that, so you can't go around that. You get to say once you sing songs where people can relate, songs with meaning and substance in it. You understand what I say? You can't lose, just like how you can say, you're a fan of mine from a longer time. You get me? I say, I'm know because of the songs that we do. You understand? In the sense, you sing some song where now go past the airport, brother. You see me? If you want to do this music, And if you want to be great, brother, hard work, brother. If you want to be doctor, you have to work hard, you have to study. You get to me and say, if you want to be lawyer, you have to study, you have to work hard. If you want to music, you have to just hit the studio and study also and make sure, say, yo, the material, them, where you come up with, them different. You understand? Just like a whole heap of people have mother song. You understand? Whole heap of people have mother song, but when me go my mother song and say, she has so far, me know them, see.
Yes, yes.
When you talk about dumpling and butter, well, and my mother know the slum.
Yeah.
When she said, me go to school and the hungry come. Dying for the class, don't tears a run, cause she want me bring the milk and I hope, so me bring the bun. A real life me I sing about and a joke thing. You understand me? I say enough money that say, yo, brother, me I sing about mother and sing about certain thing, but boy, that too deep. Now I put that in the song. Brother, you have 20 million mother where I go through the same thing where mine maybe I got through. You get me? I come from at the time. You understand me? I say, so once you put the real vibe in it, the harsh reality for work, you see me?
And also how you flip it too, because a whole heap of people sing about dumpling and butter, but how you flip those lyrics have a lot to do.
Man, remember even one time, like them time me and Bunty never close or nothing, you get me? And remember when him see me in the club after me and Corey that do some work and whatever, and him see me in the club and they must say, yo, youth, I want to tell you, Well, if you sing the mother song, they make everybody remember, say them have a mother. I don't know how you do it, where that think about when you write that. And I said, boy, I will just keep it 100 in the song and I just not work for me, isn't it? Yeah.
Absolutely. Love that. One of the things that I really do passionately believe, and I think Beauregard can attest to that, is I'm a reggae person. Beauregard is he's a young man, so some young people more in the dancehall thing. But one thing I really do want is for us to bridge that gap, because no difference no there, I just creativity, So it takes someone like you who can overstand that. That is really creativity and help to bridge that gap.
Yo, and people need people, yeah, man. I know someone that talk about, yo, I don't need nobody, I just do my thing. No, brother, you can't pre that. You can't have that mindset that coming in music. You understand me? I say, because the game big, brother, you have to willing to take talk and willing to learn. You understand me? I say, you can't come in it and feel like, say, yo, I know it all, I just do my thing. A structure do it. You get me? I come from, so in the end of this music business, enough man feel like, say, yo, I'm talented. I producer just want to hear me, I know my thing and shot, but I don't say working on music, brother. You could have sing till God come. You have to have a proper team. You have to have structure behind your thing, because it's music, what? Business.
Yeah.
So you have to have the people them around you with the skill where know who to reach out to. Because I'm not gonna lie, I'm not calling a name for the program, but enough selectors me used to reach out to and say, yo, how much money you want? When you play this song here? I'm not get the song played. They might play it 1 time, 2 times because me did it. And then after a while, in a year about the song, but you see the respect with them that have for the management right now. Me not even have to talk to nobody, because that's just the connection. You understand me? I say? So one thing of the connection is good.
Let's talk about your team. Who is your team? Let's talk about that.
Not nice at the team, you get me? I say, so I started off in Gaza. You get me? I say, and Not Nice was a part of the crew also. You get me? And he's a hit maker like myself, and him know how to bring out the best in a Jah Vinci. So, me have to just fall back to the roots of the thing and just continue to work with Not Nice, you see me?
Okay.
Now, Jah Vinci, the advice you just gave to anybody wanting to come into the business was to, just sing about the reality of life and talk about life. Now, when we look in Jamaica and we see everything that's going on with the violence and, a 9-year-old kid being killed, another situation, this might have been an accident this other situation might have been an accident where a baby girl was left in a car and she was pronounced dead. We see where the football players now in the Premier League teams, they are taking knees against the violence that's happening in Jamaica. How can the artists in Jamaica help to influence the country right now and what we see going on?
Well, as I say, sometimes them always try to throw the blame pan artists. Where I keep it 100, as I say. Most of the time them will watch with them and say, yo, you have to tone down on the violence, so we are singing at the song. Brother, we've been a year about violence in a song a long time. For many years, all when it's indirect. because we know only for indirect song we sing about violence and people may not really feel like say at that, but at that. You understand what I say? So I'm not gonna do the blame game, because if we should do the blame game, bro, we've been locked down for how much year now we locked
2
down?
years, 2
You
years.
understand what I
And
say? So
crime
enough
still a
of the
go
youth them
on.
lack, enough of the youth them lack opportunities. So we're not gonna throw no blame, man. I just how the world I run right now. I have to just go and pray, because and me now, I'm not really going to debate about them things, because let me tell you why I'm not going to debate with them things, because me as a man we believe in a God and we believe in the Bible. And if you don't know what going right now, that means you never read the Bible. Nation are gonna fight against nation, brother. You understand what I say? You're gonna see mother fight against pick me and kill mother. You get me? I come from all of them things in the Bible, so we can't surprise when we see them things happen, brother.
Yeah.
You see what I say?
Real talk. Real talk.
Joking, man. But as we say, we're not throwing a blame. As musicians, we too can do better. You understand me? I say we do type of lyrics, we type of music, because we have influence. You understand me? I say the bigger is them to them for know, say, yeah, you know, them need some opportunities to start make something happen for themselves. So you get me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, it's now
Nice.
1:51 and we're running out of time. It's so beautiful having you on the bridge. Before we leave though, Jah Vinci, is there anything that you want to say to your fans, to those listening before you?
Yeah, man, right now I have something well want to say. I know you may stumble and sit down and grumble. Me know say it's hard when you think about life. Now I'm nowhere fi run go. You better be humble, cause life is a gamble like a rolling dice. No, if you have it hard, now I'm not if you hear, now I'm nowhere fi sleep when it touch a night. So you better be easy, whoa, and just judge, believe me, yeah. Cause just like Lazarus, the place in a turmoil, in family ball, when him lose him life, Jaja go at the graveside, roll back the tombstone and say, Lazarus, come you better rise. So you're seeing alive, better open your eyes. When your blessing at the door, just let it inside. Me tell them all the while, Jah is always on time. Cause when the high of the storm is before you, yeah, and the thunders come roaring with rage. Oh, pray that God be your shelter in that time of the rain, and the sun will come shining again. Mama Elise, you know much man a cuss God, cause them no wanna be ma. When you to river turn a search a bishop, find them dinner. Inna the sun at $10, them will wipe a window. So think again, what kind of stress you winner? Yeah, Bridge I go play this one, the day will come. My songs I go heal them like a medicine. The battle's won and faith restored. New blessing I come before the day of it done, yeah.
Amen. I'm telling you, again, shining that light. Thank you so
Respect.
very much for accepting the invitation. Beauregard, you want to say something?
Yeah, man, much respect to Jah Vinci, and continue doing the great work that you're doing, my brother. More prosperity in the new year. Yeah.
Definitely, man. Same to you guys too, man.
All right. And please remember our EPs.
Yes, definitely. I thought that nice about that, right?
All right,
Yeah,
heart
me
and
hear
love.
all of them, man. Me hear everything where you say. Request the money, love. You understand? We're not just we're listening to you, we're into it, you know, you see me?
All right,
So
heart
I
and
get you
love.
this thing up on dub plate right now.
Oh, thank you for me dub. Thank you for me dub.
Yeah,
Get it.
Thank you for mine too. Yes, yes.
Yes, brother. Cool,
Wonderful talking to you, and I'm sure. I mean, my phone is it's so many people having so many wonderful things to say. So again,
Yeah,
thank
man,
you,
I
thank you for
appreciate the
passing through the
platform.
bridge, and just heart of love.
Yeah, man. I love to you, man. All the best, man. I don't know it's a new year, so happy new year. See you, man. I don't know.
You too. All right, bless up
Yeah, man.
yourself.
Bless you, man.